Okay, here we go. Hi Rhiannon, how are you doing today?
I'm very good, and you, Darren?
Good, good. So welcome everybody. We've got a few people that have already attended. Just to give you a bit of housekeeping information to begin with, we're recording this session, so anybody that's registered and attended will actually have an opportunity to get a copy of this recording and review it at a later date if they find some interesting information out of it. We've also got an opportunity there for you to ask questions. We're going to try and move through the information as quickly as possible. You don't need to listen to me for endless amounts of time, and it's better probably to listen to Rhiannon. But with the questions, there's an option on your GoToWebinar screen that you've used to log in, and you should be able to see a facility there called questions, and you can actually type a question in. We'll see that at this end, and towards the end of the webinar we'll attempt to go through and answer as many of those questions as we possibly can. So look for the questions box on the GoToWebinar tool that you've got on your screen there. Okay, so without any further delay, let's go through the Small Business Digital Grants Program and all the information related to the small businesses online today. Okay, so what is the actual the digital grant that the government's offering? It's a concept where the government has decided that to create more jobs in the state of Queensland, that they are aware that businesses are challenged with getting online and promoting their businesses, marketing them to the wider community through the use of digital media. So they've devised these grants up to a value of $10,000 can be given to any business that qualifies, is eligible to receive the grant based on what they've already spent the money on in the digital platform. So, for example, as we go through today, we'll explain what you can use the digital grant for and how you go about actually getting that digital grant and applying for it online with the government. So who should apply? Well, look, it's any Queensland-based small business. There's certain eligibility criteria that you've got to fulfil. But if you're in business right now, as we can see with most of our attendees, and you are looking at either doing some digital marketing or developing a website or getting somebody to consult with you on how to best promote your business online, then you're an ideal candidate for this grant. And if you've already gone and done that work, so you may have already spent the money on developing a website, and you may have spent money on digital marketing, you also should be looking at applying for this grant as well. So you'd see examples of this all the time, Rhiannon, out in the field there when you talk to customers, that people that have spent money or have not spent money are looking to do it. You know, this is the exact type of thing that they need to encourage them.
Absolutely, and the fact that the Australian Queensland government has actually recognised how important digital marketing is really an indication of where businesses need to be placing their marketing dollars. And obviously this is a great opportunity for small to medium Queensland businesses to actually grow their business in that digital format.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, these days if I said to you, let's get 100,000 people to go through the front door of your retail outlet or your business, you'd be absolutely ecstatic that we're able to do that. Well, you may not be able to do that physically, but you can certainly do it online using digital marketing. So who's eligible? Okay, well basically any business that has fewer than 20 employees at the time of applying for the grant. So if you've got 20 employees or less, or more so 19 employees or less, then that's the first criteria. You've got to have an Australian business number, so an ABN, be registered for GST. You must be operating in Queensland. You must have a turnover of $2 million or less in the last 12 calendar months. So the idea there is that we know that the companies that have got up to 2 million turnover are partial startups, probably reasonably mature and need to go to the next level, and that's exactly where this grant is ideal. The only criteria that I hope nobody qualifies for is the fact that you can't be insolvent or bankrupt when you apply for this. So they're not handing out money to people that have already been bankrupt, which makes sense, of course. But you know, if you've got those criteria, you're right in what the government calls the sweet spot. You're the people that they want to help to create jobs, because ultimately, at the end of the day, that's exactly what this grant's about. So if you've got a small business and you qualify, then you can apply for the grant. Now here's the deadline. So The 8th of March is when the actual grant opens. So between now and then, you need to start getting information together on what you have already done in regards to digital development or digital marketing. Start getting that information together, ready to apply, and then the drop dead date when it closes is the 10th of April. So you need to apply online, complete the assessment criteria, upload your information, and have that all done before the closing date. And wasn't that a huge response last year in November when they had the first grant, Rhiannon?
Well, you can tell just how many businesses are really needing help in this space, whether that be from a specialist point of view or even just from the outlay point of view. Over 800 applicants in the first round, and I'm gathering there'll be even more this time.
I think the word's out. I think that people will really want to get onto this. They only accept 200 applicants in the final round. So basically, out of 800 or 1,000 people that are applying for it, if you're the lucky 200, then great, you get some money from the government. But it's not all bad news. I mean, basically, if you go to the effort to get the digital marketing and development in place, then the worst thing that can happen out of this, if you don't get the grant, is your business actually grows as a result of those efforts. So you can't lose, can you?
Absolutely not. And that's obviously what all business owners want to do, is take their business to the next level. And at the end of the day, there will actually be another round of grants. So if you don't apply, if you don't actually qualify this time round, then certainly next time round we can help you out.
Absolutely. So there'll be another round coming up later in the year. And, if you don't get it this time, we've got to get you in for the next one. So what can it be used for? Well, here's the things that we can help you with. So digital marketing and social media. We all know about social media. We all know about search engine optimization. We've heard the cliche terms. We know that, some email marketing is good, some is bad. But exactly what is ideal for your business? Do you take the spray and pray approach where you try a few things yourself and hope that something sticks? Or do you put a strategy behind it? Do you get somebody involved like TechWell and the digital marketing experts and get somebody to work out a plan? Because we know if you plan your digital marketing strategy over the next 12 months and you commit to it, you're actually going to get really good results. And you can have two businesses side by side in the same location, and one's doing extremely well and the other is going backwards, and you can quite often define that by who's actually taking the effort and time to commit to their marketing. So we can help you with the social media side of things. We've seen some great results with Facebook advertising and
absolutely. Being that they're so targeted, it's a perfect way to actually utilise social media these days. And I mean, I guess when you're talking about a social media and digital marketing strategy, you want a return on investment, and in an ideal world as a business, you actually want to see that return on investment as quick as possible as well.
Absolutely. And look, other forms of paper marketing and, not digital formatted marketing, it's very hard to work out whether you are getting a return. Whereas, if you're using, search engine optimization or AdWords or Facebook or any of those, it is very easy to see very clearly exactly where your money is best spent and what is giving you the best return. And I'll give you a couple of examples as we get further into this, but for the sake of moving forward, how does it paid? The funding's actually paid directly to you. If you qualify and you have filled out the assessment and they grant you the money will be paid directly to you. It's not paid to a consultant, it's not paid to TechWell, it's paid directly to you. So it's well worthwhile making sure that you're getting in ahead of time, making sure you've spent that money so the government can see that you're generating jobs. Now, there's a bit of a catch. What happens after you get paid? They'll actually run an assessment process, and we can give you more detail on this, but 3, 4 and 12 months, they'll actually check to make sure that you've been spending the money in the right areas and that you are getting results and that those results are quantifiable as jobs. Because let's face it, these politicians need to get voted back in next year. So they want to be able to show that they've been the good guys, given you the money, you've spent it, and it's created jobs for Queensland. So, everybody benefits if you get involved. And like we said before, what happens if you miss out? Well, as we've said, there's another round. There's another round. And worst case scenario, as we said before, If you spent the money and you've grown the business and then the grant becomes a bonus, that's great. So it's not all bad news if you don't get it first time round. Now, why do you need it? Okay, this is an opportunity you really do not want to miss. If you can, you're going to get people that do apply. Maybe there is 1,000 apply, but the best 200 are going to get the grant. So, if you don't give it a go, you don't know. So it's best that you get involved, and as I said, there'll be a webinar on the process of applying to give you the best possible chance, and we'll be doing that on the 8th of March. Okay, so digital marketing, what can it do for your business? I just want to give you one really good live example. Rhiannon might have one as well. We actually had a florist that we were doing some work with prior to Valentine's Day, and they purchased the business. They were worried about the amount of sales that they were going to do on Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day and Mother's Day are the two biggest days of the year for a florist. And what they wanted to do was reach out and get more people coming into the business. So we started a Facebook campaign, and their concerns were, well, how really good is Facebook? What can it do for me? We were able to get so targeted, we could actually get right to the actual core people within a certain distance from that florist that would be the ones that would be investing in flowers for Valentine's Day, which happened to be 65% male and the balance was female, and we were able to target that particular age group that were professional people that live within 5 kilometres or 10 kilometres of this particular location. And we sent out a campaign on Facebook. They had an overwhelming response that was filtered down to 83 people in a 10-day period signed up to receive a bonus gift if they purchased online. 10 of those people actually did purchase. They spent $70 each on average. They generated $700 in revenue, and the total cost of the campaign for the 2 weeks was $450. So they immediately got a return, but the bonus they got out of this was there was 83 new customers that they could talk to on a regular basis. And then what do you do with them? You get them into email marketing, you start talking to them through your email, through your social media, and you drive them to the site. So eventually that 83 are going to grow because they're going to refer people, and they're going to talk about the experience they have with that florist. So that's just one example, and that's
there's so many stories like that. I mean, just to be conscious of time, I won't tell all of my stories, but what I will say is, having a specialist involved in your digital strategy is really the key, because we can actually drill down into exactly what you are trying to achieve as a business and actually point you in the right direction for what you're going to get, best bang for your buck and return on investment, however that might be, whether it is social media, SEO, SEM, whether it be a combination of all. And obviously having a well-designed website is really, really important to actually mirror all of those things.
Absolutely. Yeah, look, it's no good driving everybody to the front door of your store if you've got a foreclosure sign on it, or it's closed, or you can't get in. So, the website is your digital twin online. It needs to represent you well. So it's one thing promoting your business, it's another thing having a digital salesperson there 24/7 looking after the communication with your clients. So if I just, you can see here, look, on a global basis, and I'm just going to go through this one quickly, you can see that, we've got a huge population globally that are using, the internet. And I think it's obvious to everybody in business that, if you're not on social media and if you're not making sure that your website is responsive to smart devices, you're missing out. In fact, Google does penalise you now if your website is not responsive to smart devices. So it's very, very important for your ranking. If you're worried or you're concerned or you're wondering why your competitor is appearing higher than you, that could be one of the simple reasons why you're having an issue. So what's in it for tech? Well, our time is valuable, obviously, and we'll charge you to lodge the application on your behalf. But if you want to do that yourself, we can, the webinar we're going to run on the 8th of March, we'll give you plenty of information that'll explain to you how to lodge it. It is no different than if you're applying, for a very basic, loan from a bank, as an example. You've got to provide certain details about your business and be transparent and disclose it. and then obviously you've got to have a little bit of information there about what your digital strategy is going to be, and that's certainly where we can help you out. If you're an existing customer, if you're already doing something with us on the digital side of things, I'm sure that we can look after you in that regards, and it'll just come down to your business development manager, what they can coordinate for you. Okay, so what's the next step? Basically, let's get started. You really need to be talking to one of our team. You need to talk to them soon because it's only a matter of days away before this opens, and we figure that the quicker you get in before everybody else, the better chance that your application's at the top of the list and the better chance you've got of getting the grant. So don't hesitate, get in touch with your BDM. So you've got to remember this date. On the 8th of March, we'll be running another webinar on how to apply. Okay, and that's going to be really important because it'll assist you in getting a leg up on getting the grant. So I just noticed here we've got a few questions from the crowd. I'll just have a quick look at these so that we can get an idea of and answer a few of these for you. So if you found the question box on the GoToWebinar tool, we can help you out. So Scott Kennedy says, hi, hey Scotty, how you doing? Is it 200 applicants that can get the grant or just 200 in the final phase? It's only 200 people can actually get the grant. So, if there's 1,000 people apply, only 200 of those people are going to be getting that grant. So I hope I pronounced this right. That's Natasha. I assume they're Goodyear. Thank you, Natasha. That, like I said, it's only 200 that will actually get the grant. Sarah Andrews has said, is this the only small businesses, is this only for small business, or can not-for-profits apply? Look, that's a really good question. I don't think I've been asked that one before, and looking at the conditions that the government puts out there, it doesn't exclude not-for-profits. So I'm going to go with the rule of exception and say that I would assume a not-for-profit could also apply for the grant.
Assuming it looks like that you are going to be able to create more jobs by having done the digital marketing.
That's exactly right. Yeah, again, it comes down to, are you creating jobs? So thanks, Sarah, appreciate that. Scotty's asked another question there, how much do you charge to lodge the application? Scotty, that just comes down to how long it takes to actually do it. I would assume that, with most clients it's around 2 hours. So I would allow somewhere between, $300 to $400 to assist in lodging the application. Declan says, hi. Hey, Declan, how you doing, buddy? We've got another question there from Jerry Hammond asking, is that 200 per round? Yes, it's 200 applicants per round. Okay, so if 1,000 go for this one, 200 get it, and then the next round is later on down the track. What is the guarantee the customer will spend the money with TechWell? Thanks, Declan. Appreciate the question. Obviously, there's no guarantee. I mean, what we're doing here is showing the clients that we deal with that we're interested in supporting them in what they're trying to do with their digital marketing. Hopefully, as through that effort, they'll see that that they should stick with us, I guess is probably the way to put it.
Yeah, and obviously being that we are marketing specialists, then we can certainly help to put the digital marketing strategy together that actually will have the best chance of getting towards those business goals and helping to employ more people in the business. And at the end of the day, that's what the government is after. And if your application actually mirrors all those things, then you've got the best chance at actually getting the grant also.
Okay, and Debbie Luxford said, sorry I got in a bit late, I missed it. Darren, how much is the grant? Up to $10,000, Debbie. So if you've spent $5,000 on digital marketing and that's all you're applying for, that's exactly what you'll get. Obviously, if you're in the 200 that get given the grant, so up to $10,000. So, look, in business, the more you spend, the more you get. You can spend it over a period of time. You don't have to spend $10,000 in one lump sum. There's various different options. Okay, Quinton Evans has asked us, I'd love to be contacted regarding TechWell assisting us with the application. How much would it cost? Well, pretty much the same as what I was saying before, Quinton, to Scott. It will cost about $300 to $400 to do an application, and that's just to be with a digital marketing consultant that can assist you with the process.
I might just jump in there,
Yep.
Darren, if I can. However, Quinton, if you actually want a consultant to come out and have a chat to you about your digital marketing strategy
Sure.
and see how we can actually go about helping you, whether we do end up helping you or not, obviously, if you're looking at growing the business, then it wouldn't actually cost anything for us to come out and have a chat to you.
Yeah, that's a great point and a good offer too. I mean, you've got nothing to lose if you talk to one of your business development consultants and they'll assist you with your digital strategy. And then, you know, if you need assistance with the application, we can help you with that too. Bodana Moran has asked a question: what options would count in the prerequisites for the grant, aka websites, recruitment campaigns, social media? What platforms are included? Look, that is a really good question. What can you actually get covered by the grant? You can actually get anything that is digital development, so that would be websites, software. You can use, if you do digital marketing, social media, email marketing, anything that you've spent in the digital arena or digital platform to promote your business online, you can use the money for that. You can also use the money even if you had to pay a consultant and all the consultant did was provide a digital marketing strategy for you and assisted in what was required for the business. If you spent the money on just a digital consultant, you can use it for that as well. You can also use it for training. So after you've actually got your digital strategy launched, you may want to spend the money on training your staff on how to manage that ongoing. Okay, another one here from Jerry. How do I know who my BDM is? Great question. Best idea, I guess, is contact Techwell. You all know Techwell. You've got the email address from this webinar that we've sent out. You've got Techwell's phone number. I suggest you ring up and ask who services my account so that you can get them out there lickety-split. Okay, Natasha's asked another one. Does the $10,000 expire? Do you need to use it within a certain time frame? It's a good question. Look, I haven't seen anything or been advised that you have to use it within a certain period of time. The idea is that if you have already spent the money, which you will need to do, if you spent it in the last 12 months, then I would suggest that's going to give you a much better chance. Obviously, you know, some of you won't be able to spend $10,000 between now and the 8th of March, but that doesn't mean that you can't get ready for the next round. So, you know, make sure that you're already talking to your Techwell BDM so that you can, you know, get into this process. Okay, Jerry has just given us the phone number, which is great. So I'm just going to read this number out for everybody. So if you're not sure who your BDM is right now that can help you with this, you need to ring 1300 669 662. So 1300 669 662, or alternatively you can send an email into connect, CONNECT, at techwell, all one word, techwell.com.au. And Sharon Sutton, so you can already have spent the money before applying for the grant? Absolutely. That's exactly what you need to do.
You must have already spent the money.
Yes.
Or actually have a digital marketing strategy currently in place and moving on.
You can even be just invoiced for it. So even if you've been invoiced for the cost of the digital marketing, but you've only paid part of it and the balance is going to be paid after the grant opens, that also qualifies. So if you've got the evidence there to prove that you've got an invoice from a digital marketing company, that's the proof that you need.
Yeah, and I just want to be really clear. It's not that we apply for the grant and then the government gives us the $10,000 which we can spend on digital marketing. We have to be in the process or have already spent it.
Yeah, it's not free money, guys. You can't just apply and hope to get 10 grand and then take a holiday to Fiji. Doesn't quite work that way.
That would be nice.
Yeah, it would be great, wouldn't it? All right, Scotty Kennedy, I'm not even going to go through that, mate. Thanks for putting your mobile number up there. That's very, very cheeky of you. But we've given that number out, 1300 669 662. So unless there's any other questions, guys, we really appreciate your attendance today. We know you're extremely busy people. Like I said, we've recorded this webinar. we'll be providing this to the people that have attended, and TechWell will be in touch with you soon. So best of luck, and we'll see you again on the 8th of March. Don't forget that date. Bye from me, and
see you later, everyone.
Thanks, Rhiannon. All right, cheers.
You know what would be really good for one of these would be a couple of solid case studies on some clients maybe.
Hang on, I think we're still on.